Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today we're going to be talking about the 8th Doctor, and we're going to be looking at his audio story, The Force of Death. Now this isn't a full cast Big Finish audio story. This is one of the narrations where you have one person reading, and it's read by Dan Starkey, who of course plays Strax in the modern series. And, of course, this is kind of a zombie story, as you can see from the cover. But, to be honest, it's really not. Like, it bills this as kind of a zombie story, but there's, like, one zombie in it, briefly. It's not really a zombie story. It's kind of a red herring of that, or maybe it wants to capitalize on the zombie craze that's been around the past 20 years. Oddly enough, I had to check and see when this came out. This came out in 2024, so it's a newer story. And of course, it does have his Night of the Doctor picture on it. Not his more TV movie look. This one was really hard to get through, to be honest. I listened. It's about an hour and 5 minutes long, and again, it's just a narration. Though, to be fair, Dan does a good job sounding like McGann. When he's voicing McGann, he does a good job of sounding like McGann. He sounds like the 8th Doctor. I'll give him that. Although, I do think his reading might be part of the reasons I found this one a struggle. For some reason, a lot of times when someone's reading, I can connect with them on it, but I had trouble connecting with Dan's reading of this for the most part. I don't know what it was. Just for some reason, him reading it was causing problems for me. But again, when he's voicing McGann, he sounds like McGann. He sounds a lot like McGann. I was impressed by that, but it does take a while even before the 8th Doctor shows up in the story, because the main character you're following is another person, a human. I can't remember their name. Kind of a writer, a reporter, something. I can't remember the person's name. But apparently they know the Doctor because they've worked with the Doctor before. I don't know if that's a previous story or not, but apparently the main character you're playing as has met the Doctor before and knows the Doctor. And it's specifically this Doctor, I think, the 8th Doctor. So that he could be from another story. But also, this story takes way too long to really get moving for a story that's only an hour and 5 minutes long. It's like, I think that's right, 105 minutes. Hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour and 5 minutes. It takes way too long to get moving. There are 22 tracks for this story. The first time I tried listening to it, I got to track 11. So we're talking about halfway. And I had to stop because I was just uninterested. And I couldn't really remember what was happening. Like, if you had asked me, so what happens in it so far, I'd be like, I kept getting distracted. I kept wanting to get on my phone. I kept wanting to do other stuff. I could not engage with this story. So I decided to start over from the beginning. Start completely over. And I was able to pay more attention this time, but still, right around track 11, I was like, maybe I need a break. And I was sitting there thinking I might not make it back to this story again for a week or two. If I do that, I don't want to start this story over again. The first half of this story, not much is happening. It just drags. For a story that's this short, it takes way too long to get moving. I am so bored throughout this story. And I know that sounds mean. It's nothing against the writer, Andrew Lane. I mean, Andrew's probably written some good stuff out there. I don't know. I'm judging just on this story. But, you know, it would be different if this was like a Classic Who two-parter. Or four-parter, excuse me. This is more like a two-parter. If it was more like a four-parter, I can understand it taking a minute to set up. But when you only have what's basically a two-parter, well, I guess a little longer than that. Plus another 15 minutes. Hour and 5. When you only have that much time, you need to get things moving quicker. Because I am getting bored. This other character is fine. It seems like a nicely written character. And he's going to investigate. There's like a ship disappearing. And there's some other supernatural stuff going on. It's, you know, a very superstitious place where things happen, you know, like horror, fang rot legends, stuff like that. And then he finds out the Doctor is there. He didn't know the Doctor was going to be there, but once he realized the Doctor was there, you know, they met up. Hey, how you doing? And the Doctor's like, hey, how you doing? And they start working together again because they know each other. And they, like I said, it's really hard to focus here. They end up investigating, talking to survivors. They find out one character is in almost a comatose state. You can really tell I don't care, don't you? I just don't care. This, like, the story gets better as it goes on, but it's never good. Then the Doctor gets a note from someone basically saying, hey, I know about what's going on. I've been investigating this meet me and I'll explain. And the 8th Doctor goes to do some other stuff, and he sends our main character, whose name I don't remember because I generally didn't care, to meet this other guy. When he gets there, the other guy's been killed, because isn't that how it is? I know everything that's going on. Meet me here at this time. You get there, the person's dead. Of course. Of course. A bit tropey, but hey. And then our main character gets ambushed by a zombie. And the Doctor stops the zombie with a pitchfork, uses the sonic screwdriver to finish him off, because it's really just like, God, I really don't care. I just don't care. Oh, this story is so bad. It makes the Stones of Venice look good. You find out that the whole zombie thing is just a side effect. It's like these aliens are there, and Jesus God, I just don't care. It's bad. It's really bad. It ends up, but I can't even review. I can't even tell you what all happens in it. It is awful. It is just dreadful. It goes in directions I didn't think it was going to go to. You find out there's some aliens there. Then you also, it needed to be longer. It needed to be 4 parts. This could have worked. There's so many different things thrown in here. It's just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks with this thing constantly changing. It's dreadful. I mean, I really appreciate getting sent it. Simon sent this, and Simon is awesome. Simon's been a huge supporter of the channel. Really, really appreciate Simon. He's also one of my patrons. He sent this when he sent my Season 26 set, which Colin also sent. Colin's I actually sent on to a fellow Doctor Who fan, the Flyattractor, who has also sent me a lot of stuff. I wanted to send something back to him, so I appreciate Colin sending that second one, so I could kind of give something back to one of my subscribers and patrons who has sent me a lot of stuff. But Simon sent this, and it sounds mean to crap on it, but I just, like, I don't care enough to explain the story, because the story is stupid. It jumps all over the place. First it does this, and then this happens, and then this happens. It's like, just throw it at the wall. Throw it at the wall. Throw it at the wall. Again, the reading of it doesn't do much for me, except for the fact Dan pulls off the 8th Doctor really well. The character, the main character you're following, strikes me as a cool character. I like him well enough. I don't really know a lot about him. It's interesting. The resolution of the story is fine, I guess. It's not the worst Doctor Who story of all time, but it's probably the worst audio story I've ever listened to by far. I don't care. Will I ever listen to it again? Maybe. I might give it another shot at some time, but and again, I was able to follow it more once it got in the second half. Not that the second half is good, but I didn't feel quite as distracted by it. Maybe I just adjusted to Dan's reading. But yeah, just the way it jumps all over the place. Now, okay, this is happening. And the fact it kind of paints itself as a zombie story, and it's really not. There's one zombie. Or what we call a zombie. That attack gets fended off very quickly, and then the Doctor stops it with a sonic. You find out it's a side effect of something these aliens are doing. I don't care enough to explain it. I just don't. It's not good. It's really, really dreadful. I mean, it's not Kill the Moon bad, but it's close. It's close. My least favorite audio story I think I've listened to. So I think I like The Stones of Blood better. It was at least interesting. So yeah, The Force of Death. No offense to the writer. Maybe the writer's written some other stuff I liked better. I did not connect on this one at all. I'm having to force myself to review it because I have a Doctor Who YouTube channel. And plus someone sent it because I do want to review it. But it's like the audio equivalent of Kill the Moon. So, The Force of Death, have you listened to it? Maybe you liked it better than me. Comment down below and tell me your thoughts on it. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Colin Coney, Sam Venning, Unknown289, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support. I also want to give a shout out to Simon for sending this. I do appreciate, Simon sent a lot of fan mail, and I do appreciate the fan mail that he sends and that everyone sends. I love getting fan mail. I have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review. I also have a link to my Amazon wish list down there. I have a link to my Amazon UK wish list down there as well. Check those out. I update those regularly. I think I just added Box of Delights onto the UK one because I would like to actually see that at some point and do a review for that. Most importantly, thank you for watching.